Hi everyone, my name is Cyrus and welcome back to my channel. Today we're here to talk about my top 10 board games of all time. I'm really excited to talk about this list. This list is when I was making my kind of top 10 series, one of the harder ones to actually narrow down. There are so many good games, and there are so many good games that I've not even played, but of the ones that I have played, when I was trying to narrow down, okay, what is actually going to make my top 10, it was really tough to actually narrow it down and decide what the top 10 were going to be, and especially where they were going to rank as I was kind of looking at it. There were games that I thought would rank higher, but then again, as I was putting them against one another, I was like, no, actually this game is higher on my list. And so I'm really excited. This is my top 10 board games of all time. Number 10 on the list is Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe is a cooperative game where you are trying to escape an island. And you've been shipwrecked, and it is a super punishing game. I think that's the only reason why it's not a bit lower on the list, is that it's so tough. I primarily play this game solo. I've played a couple of cooperative games, and I think it'd be a lot maybe easier with cooperative, with more people on the table. Solo, it's so much fun to play as a solo game, but it is so tough. It is such a tough game. It is incredible though. The mechanics and the randomness, and how you can kind of prepare yourself for things, and the way that you feel at the end of a game, whether you've survived or died on the island, the way that you feel like you've been through this whole adventure and you have this whole story to tell is unlike any other game. Robinson Crusoe, number 10 all time for my board game list. Number 9 is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I absolutely adore this game. I have two of the other, I think 4 that there are now total boxes on my shelves behind me. And this is just such a fun game to do solo, to do with people, to do with friends. And it's so easy to understand. You just jump right in, you have a case book, and you're trying to solve the case. You can go anywhere you want in the whole city of London. And, you know, technically the game you're supposed to try and beat Sherlock. We've never, I don't think, ever beat Sherlock. But it's not even about that. It's about, can we actually solve it? Can we figure it out? And when you actually are able to get to the right spot and actually figure it out, you feel so accomplished. It is such a fun game. And again, all you really need is the pamphlet and a note to take paper, a pen and paper to take notes. It is so much fun. Number 9 all time for me, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Number 8 all time. I don't actually have the box for this because all of my cards are in here, is Dominion. I absolutely love Dominion. We have, I think, 3 or 4 expansions, and we're working towards getting the other ones. It is such a fun game. You just have a whole bunch of cards, and the whole idea behind it is every game you have 10 sets of cards that will be in the marketplace, and you have to buy cards, you're building a deck. It's like the classic deck builder, and it's just so much fun. So much fun. I absolutely love Dominion. It is a great, great time. My number 8 of all time is Dominion. Number 7 of all time is Mage Knight. I love Mage Knight. It is such an incredible game. This is a game that I actually thought would be higher on my list, but when I was actually kind of breaking it down, I realized actually no, it's a bit lower. And I think a big reason for that is just it's hard to get to the table. It takes a long time to set up. I really love playing this game solo. There are a lot of other ways you can play it though. You can play it cooperatively, you can play it competitively. And I would love to get some of those games going more often, but they're really long, and it's a daunting game for people to learn, for people to teach. But I really love Mage Knight. It is, I kind of describe it to people as if it's as if you're playing a RPG video game in a board game form. You can go anywhere you want. You can fight people. You can recruit units. You can fight dragons. You're leveling up. It's so good. There's deck building aspects to it. There's exploration. It's a really, really fun game. I really love Mage Knight. It is my number 7 game of all time. Number 6 game of all time, beating out Mage Knight, Camel Up. I was really surprised to realize that this was such a high game on my list, but Camel Up is... I've had so much fun with Camel Up, with so many different groups of people. It is just a perfect, silly game. You are betting on camels that are racing on the track, and you're betting to see which camel is going to win. There are crazy camels going in the opposite direction, And the amount of times, the amount of laughs and thrills that I've had with friends while playing Camel Up, it is so, so much fun. And I think just that on its own has bumped it up higher onto the list because it's just like really easy to get to the table, really fun to play, and just so silly. It's so silly and fun. Camel Up, it's such a good game. My number 6 game of all time. Into the top 5 now. Top 5 games of all time, and it's pretty exciting to be looking at these and seeing them. Number 5 is a pretty big game, or at least I have a big version of it, is Suburbia. I have the collector's edition of Suburbia, and I absolutely love this game. Suburbia is basically a city builder. You have these tiles, you're building these cities, and it is so much fun because as you're building the city, it's one of those games where you're kind of just looking at what you're doing, but what you're doing and what other people are doing affect each other. If I build an airport in my city and you have one in your city, we're both going to affect one another because people can fly from my city to your city. If I have a restaurant that's the only restaurant in all of the cities, and it's worth more than if there's other restaurants coming up. There's all these little ways that you can affect other people, but really what you're doing is trying to make the best city for yourself, and they kind of affect one another in different ways, and it's just really fun. I really love that aspect of it, of how you're kind of just focusing on yourself and you're not actively trying to sabotage or benefit anybody, but in doing what you're trying to do best to make it best for yourself, you are helping people or sabotaging other people. It's really, really fun. I just love city building games in general. Like video games, city building games are so much fun. And Suburbia, I think, does an incredible job of turning that experience into an incredible board game. So my number 5 game of all time is Suburbia. Number 4 game of all time is a small little card game named Fantasy Realms. Fantasy Realms is so much fun. It is basically, you have a deck of cards, and each card is a different card in the game. You start off with a hand of 7 cards, and you pick up a card and you drop a card into the discard pile. The discard pile is always open, and you can always pick up a card from the discard pile or from the deck. And once there are 10 cards in the discard pile, that's it. The game's over, and you score whatever's in your hand. It's really simple, easy to teach, but there are so many combinations and so many ways you can create different scores and ways you can go when you're playing the game. My wife and I absolutely love Fantasy Realms. It's just a really easy, it's just a deck of cards. You can throw this into a deck box and toss it in your backpack. We took this to Portugal with us when we went traveling. It is a really easy and quick game to play a couple rounds of here and there, and it's really easy to travel with, and it's just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to make different combinations and play a game. Fantasy Realms is my number 4 game of all time. So now we're into the top 3. Top 3 games of all time. This is really exciting. When I was actually, like I said, building the list, I was surprised that like Fantasy Realms beating certain games, but it's such a fun game that I was really like, this has to beat it. But this is the top 3 now of all time. And number 3 is Roll for the Galaxy. Roll for the Galaxy is a game where you're trying to explore the galaxy. You are trying to build up your, empire as you're getting different places and you're exploring. And it's a really tactile game. You have like a whole ton of really small dice and a cup, and you're rolling them. That's your workers, and you're putting them in different places. It's a really fun game to touch and feel because of that tactile nature. But it's also just a really fun game to play, and there's so many options of things you can do. It's almost never the same game. It's really, really fun. My wife really loves this game, and so we play this one very frequently. I think that's probably part of what has raised it higher on my list. But nonetheless, I really love Roll for the Galaxy. It's a really fun game. You're building things out. They're connecting to one another. I love games like that where things that you do have varying effects as you do them. It's a really, really great game. Roll for the Galaxy. Absolutely love it. My number 2 game of all time, I actually don't own a physical copy of anymore because we got rid of it after we finished playing it, and that's Pandemic Legacy Season 1. This game was so incredible to play through. Maybe we didn't play it the best of times, but myself, my wife, and our 2 best friends played Pandemic Legacy Season 1 when we were all living together when the pandemic started in 2020. I just bought the game. We had just started it maybe right before the pandemic started, and then we said, okay, well, let's keep playing this. And being able to play that all together, it made that time, which was already so scary and we didn't know what was going to happen, it gave us something to look forward to. in that time. And on its own, it's already such an incredible game. Pandemic Legacy is an incredible game, but adding on to it the fact that there was all these uncertainties in the world, and we just knew that, okay, you know what? Tonight, let's play a round of Pandemic Legacy Season 1 and continue to push our game forward. It was so much fun, and just the legacy format of it, of changing things as you go and things having long-lasting effects, it was absolutely incredible. And it was one of the only times in my life that I've had like a consistent group where we were playing games so often. And so it really made it so much fun to play through that legacy story all together. The game itself is incredible, but I think the experience that I had playing it with those people at that time is second to none. I would not change that experience for the world. I absolutely loved Pandemic Legacy Season 1, my number 2 game of all time. But that brings us to the top game of all time, my favorite game of all time. And I was kind of surprised to see this one become up to the top of the list when I was going through it, but there's just no doubt that the Quacks of Quedlinburg, or now it's just called Quacks if you're trying to buy it right now, it's my favorite game of all time. I absolutely love it. I will play this game anytime. I almost never win this game because I'm always pushing my luck way too much, but I absolutely adore it. It is so much fun. Again, another game that's like super easy to teach, really easy to get to the table, and every time I play it, I have so much fun, and everybody I'm playing with has so much fun playing this game. It is so easy. It's a bag building game. You're putting different ingredients into your bag, and then you're building a potion as you pull things out of your bag. But if you get too greedy and you pull too much, your bag explodes, and that's it. You don't get any points for that round. It is so much fun. It's a push your luck game. It's a bag building game, and I absolutely adore it. The Quacks of Quedlinburg, or Quacks, is my top board game of all time. So there you have it. My top 10 board games of all time. This was a really, really fun list, and there was a lot of games that were shortlisted that didn't quite make it to the top 10, but I'm really excited because I know that this in particular is a list that is going to be constantly changing. There are so many great games that I've not played, and as I continue through this hobby and play more games, I just know that there are games here that are going to be pushed off the list, other games are going to come onto the list, and it's just going to move around, and I'm really excited for that because I think that board gaming in general is just such a fun hobby, and it's just a great time to spend with people. I just love playing board games with people, so I'm really excited to see how this list progresses over the years as I play more and more games and see what gets pushed in and what gets pushed out. But for now, this was my top 10 board games of all time. I'd love to hear what you think of my list, but also I'd love to hear what your top board games are of all time. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time.